Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is a project portfolio update on one of the projects I was working on this summer. It's a Cyberdeck, and the idea behind it is that you can remove this keyboard. This part didn't fall over. You can remove this keyboard, and it'll work as a Bluetooth keyboard for either the Cyberdeck itself or just any other electronics that you'd want to use it with, like a phone or a laptop or whatever you want to do. My original idea included a screen in this so that you could kind of type words up on the screen, and then you could plug this back in and actually upload that onto the Cyberdeck itself. But what ended up happening was when I got this screen in the mail, it came dead on arrival. So by the time I realized that the screen didn't work, it was too late to return it, and they're like $15. So I kind of wanted to just finish up this project because I have other things I want to work on this summer. So I'll just show you what I have so far and my process for doing it. And yeah, and so with the keyboard plugged in, we can open up a little text document and see that if we type, all of our keys work. So the way that this works is that inside this casing here, we have an ESP32 chip, which is the same kind of one that's on these dev boards that I've used before. I think it's an ESP32S3. So I use this chip, not the whole thing, just the module itself. And I soldered it onto a custom PCB, and the PCB looks like this. I got these from JLCPCB. They sent them over for free. I'll go over a quick ad later in the video because they agreed to send PCBs for free if I promoted them. And I'm happy to promote them because I love JLCPCB. But anyway, I also got assembled PCBs from them. So let me pull one of those out. So here's the assembled PCB that's actually inside this keyboard here. And it just includes some power circuitry, and on the back, this is where the ESP module goes and where the USB goes. And then all of the buttons, and we had to do a keyboard matrix here because we want to be able to press kind of multiple buttons at the same time if you wanted to do like Alt-Tab or something like that. So we have a diode on each of the buttons as well. And then we just have a couple things like a low dropout regulator for the ESP32 and a battery charge circuit to keep this thing alive when it's not plugged in. I initially, here's the space for the screen that wasn't able to be implemented. And I did put it in on this and then promptly realized that the screen doesn't work. So it's just there for decoration now, pretty much. But the way that this keyboard interfaces with this, the computer inside here, is there's a male USB on the inside of this. So we have this male USB here, and it's kind of offset a little bit from that top edge. And then we have a matching female USB in here, right there. And when you slide the keyboard in, it basically just plugs in the keyboard. And I'm running a USB keyboard kind of emulator on the ESP32 module, so that's how I'm getting that working. As I mentioned before, this video is sponsored by JLCPCB, and they've agreed to send over these boards for free. JLCPCB offers low-cost PCBA services great for hobbyists and makers. Their ordering process is super simple. You can log into their website and upload your Gerber files and get a quote in just a few clicks. They also offer a large range of colors, thicknesses, and other options for their PCBs at a low cost. You can get 2, 4, 6, and 8-layer PCBs starting at just $2. I also use the PCB assembly service, which is super easy to use and has an accessible price point. The PCBs arrived really quickly and they were really good quality as well. Check out JLCPCB in the description and click the link to get $60 in coupons for your order. In terms of design, what we have is just kind of a normal clamshell laptop flipping screen. There's a ribbon connector connecting the screen itself. On the inside, if I pull this out, we have a single board computer. This is actually an x86 single board computer. So that means we can run full Windows, and you might have seen that before, Windows 11 on the Cyberdeck. So this is a really nice kind of single board computer that I found online. I think it was about $100. I've been using it for various things, but I decided I just wanted to throw it in a case and make it actually like robust. We close this, put the keyboard in so it closes properly. Close this. These are the 4 screws that mount the screen. We have an antenna connector, and then we have a power jack. On this side, we have 2 USB 3.0s and 2 USB 2.0s, and then Ethernet. That's just the I/O that comes straight from the dev module, so that's not too crazy. The way I was able to connect the internal USB is that there is a header on the top of this single board computer, and some of them are USB. There's also UART, SPI, and I2C and stuff like that. And then on top, of course, we have a cool handle, so you can carry it around, probably, but also probably not. And vent holes, of course. This is an intake, and then this is an exhaust vent. So in terms of design, that's about it. I was going for like kind of an industrial look. The case is entirely 3D printed. It's also designed to stand up like this because realistically, I'm not going to be carrying this thing around as my laptop, so its main purpose is going to serve to be like a home server. So you have your Ethernet and all your I/O at the back, and then you can just hook everything up and set this somewhere, and it'll have pretty good cooling, and it'll act as like just a little server. So that's what that looks like standing up. But yeah, let me show you how I did it. The PCB layout and schematic was all done in EZA, and it took about probably a total of 8 hours to do all of it, because I laid out all of the traces and components by hand. But I think it turned out pretty nice. We have a little 3D view here, and you'll probably recognize it because it looks exactly the same as what I got from JLC. Next, I created the CAD model in NX. You can see the back and the front, and I'll remove some of these. I'll hide them so we can see the PCB underneath. And then if we hide that as well, we can see the single board computer under there as well. I threw the parts onto the 3D printer, and they turned out pretty well. Everything fit as it should. Next, I did some soldering. It's always good to use a little bit of flux. I placed the ESP32 on the board, and I drag soldered it. And then I plugged it in for a test, and it actually, shockingly, worked first try. There's that USB connector on the back. I just have it connected straight to the computer. Inserting some heat-threaded inserts. And putting the screws in. And I have access to a really fancy laser, so I used it to mark the letters onto the keycaps. Please pardon my excitement in these next couple clips. Oh, that is f***ing beautiful. Oh yeah. And it's done. But can it game? And I mean, as expected, the answer is yeah, kinda. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you making it this far. And as always, constructive feedback is welcome in the comments.